All right, so let's go ahead and bang on an example. Remember, I always like to start by looking at the question stem first, then I go back and read the question to get the data I need. So here we're being asked, what is the minimum value at which this bond should sell? So right away I'm thinking, okay, I'm pricing a bond, I'm going to need time value money calculations, number of periods, interest rate, all those sorts of things. Let's go up and find the numbers. Reading from the top, I see bond can be exchanged for shares. Okay, so there's a twist on this one. It's not going to be a straight valuation. I've got a conversion feature here. Remember, the conversion feature is going to set a floor value for the bond. Let's see, I'm told the conversion price is $5 and the conversion ratio is 200. Now wait a minute, let's go a bit beyond the question here for a second, just to review the concept. What if they didn't tell me the conversion ratio? Well, I know the face value is 1,000 because they tell me down here. So if they hadn't told me what the conversion ratio was 200, how would I have calculated that? Well, it's $1,000 face value divided by this $5 conversion price. That's going to equal 200 shares. So that's my answer. This time, they made it easy for you. They put it in the question. But on the exam, they don't have to do that. They don't have to give it away. You might have to calculate it. All right, so we've got the 200 is our conversion ratios. Let's go ahead and now calculate the floor value. I know that my current market price is $4.50, so that conversion means that I could go down anytime I want, exchange this bond for 200 shares, go sell the shares at $4.50 each, because that's the market price today, and that would give me $900. I could pocket $900 and go home. So I should never sell the bond for less than this amount. It would be silly. Why would I do that? I'd rather take the shares and sell them and get $900. So this is my floor price. Don't sell the bond for less than $900. But I wouldn't convert the bond if I could sell it for more than $900. So I still need to determine the current bond price. And if the current bond price is higher than $900, then the floor doesn't matter. Then the value, the minimum value, is my price of the bond, that higher amount. So here's where we get our old friend time value money come out. Remember, if I know 4 out of the 5 of the time value money numbers, my calculator will solve for the missing one. In this case, the missing one is present value. So let's take a look. Payment, number of periods, interest, future value, present value is the unknown at the end. So we get $50 annual coupon, and that's important. It's annual. It's a little bit odd. Most bonds would be semi-annual, so we need to remember, stay consistent. Remember that golden rule of time value of money. Use consistent time periods. So my number of periods I can see is 5. That's already a match. That's an annual number, 5 years. It's whole years. My interest rate, I see the going rate for similar bonds is 8%. That's all, again, already expressed per year, so it's a match. The time period matches. I'm okay. I can use 8. Future value, that's the face value of the bond. We know that. Final value at maturity is 1,000. And I'm left to solve for present value, which is the bond price. And I can use my financial calculator to do that. You should have lots of practice by now using the time value money calculations. I get $880.22. But that's not going to be the bond price because it's below the floor value of 900 that we just calculated. So the price will never go below the floor. So cross out that answer. Lower than the floor price, we want to cross out 880.22. That's not the value. And check 900 because that is the value. But let's just step back for a second and there we go, check number C. Let's just step back for a second and let's look at what would have happened here if that $50 hadn't been an annual coupon. What if that had been a semi-annual coupon? So now we're going to have semi-annual periods. There's 2 of those per year. So you've got to adjust everything. And in green here, I've put the adjusted calculation. What if it was semi-annual? So 50 semi-annual. Number of periods, we're going to have 5 years times 2 semi-annual periods per year. So that's 10 semi-annual periods. So n is now 10. Interest rate, we have to divide by 2 because we're converting from an annual rate to a half-year rate. So that's 4% per semi-annual period. So now I've got my numbers. Semi-annual. Future value is 1,000. What would then be the present value? It's 1,081.11. So if it was a $50 semi-annual coupon, my bond would be a lot more valuable. Of course it would. They're paying me $50 instead of every year. They're paying me every 6 months. They're giving me $50. So of course, the value of the bond is going to be higher. I'm receiving higher cash flows. So if that were the question, that value would actually be above the floor, 1,081.11 would be above my floor price, and that would be the minimum value. The answer would be E, but that's not what they asked. This is just going a bit beyond. So that just highlights how important it is not to misread the question. Read it carefully and make sure that you're always perfect on matching your periods. If I had just sort of gone on autopilot on this one and just converted everything to semi-annual, because that's what I usually do with the bond, is convert everything to semi-annual, I would have gotten the wrong answer and I would have picked E. That one I really had to screw up a couple dozen times, the matching time periods, before I got really careful about it. So don't let the exam be the time that you screw that up. Practice and get it down before then.